I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this
or something. You never know.
Greetings. Before we get started,
here's your answer, Trevor.
Fits perfectly. What a night. What a night. 2-0. Yeah, real quick reaction to game 2 in Boston.
Another 20-point deficit, right?
Unbelievable.
Another one. Look, all jokes aside, it's important to understand this is the NBA playoffs. This is not a kid's game. And when it gets down to this time of year, I mean, some teams are made up of kids and some are made up of heroes. And this is the time of year where the NBA really deciphers who's who. And it's pretty obvious to me as a viewer of the game that one side has a lot more grit than the other side. I think that's just the simplest way to describe it. Well, there's one team is gritty as hell and the other isn't. Hate to see it. Tough loss, Boston. You absolutely hate to see it, Boston. 2-0. See you in a couple days back in New York. They gave me a +5.5 in game 3. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, a favorite laying 5.5, and they didn't cover or win?
No.
It's kind of fishy.
No. They were laying 10.5 tonight.
Oh. What was the 5.5 for?
That's game 3. Opened up at 5.5. Jumped on it immediately. Stop playing. 5.5. Come on. Madison Square Garden is going to be a zoo. It's going to be an absolute zoo. It's an uphill climb. Boston.
Are you going?
No.
I was going to ask. You got to go.
I think he's waiting for the finals. I think that's what he's doing.
That is what I'm doing.
Yep. Makes sense.
Well, pretty cocky, aren't you? Like you just.
No, I'm just.
Are you not watching? Do you not watch? Are you not watching the games?
Yeah.
I happened to watch it tonight because I was out and it was on TV.
Did you notice that one team was full of heroes and the other team wasn't?
No, I noticed both teams sucked at shooting the ball. It was an NBA game and they scored 181 points. Like, don't NBA games have like 250
Wait, so
points?
hold on. If it's high scoring, you're mad, but you're also mad if it's a low scoring defensive game as well.
No, I'm just saying. You guys are talking about how great this league is. And nobody could hit the freaking broadside of a barn tonight. And now I'm supposed to be impressed. That was like,
and if they all made their shots, you'd be complaining that there's too much offense at 3-point shooting.
What Boston?
Yeah, welcome to being an NBA hater. All right, step 1 doesn't matter the score. It fucking sucks.
Step 1, everything I say is nonsense.
They're like Boston's like Alabama, Trevor. It's exactly what they're like. If you watch Boston, the first thing you'll think is Alabama.
All they do is launch threes, and
yep,
they play with they're a gritless team. They just don't have a lot of grit, honestly. And
they shoot 60 some threes in the first game.
60.
I'm just saying, you don't trust a team that passes up an open layup for a contested 3. You just can't trust a team like that, and that's what the Boston Celtics are. That's what I saw tonight.
Also,
that's
completely gritless. She says garbage. Oh, what a glorious night. But anyway, as far as my bets I posted to win 2-2. I didn't even have a great night betting. I went 2-2. Well, actually, I live bet the over, so I did have a winning night. If I posted a live bet in the Nugget, well, wasn't even a outstanding night betting, but I'm in high spirits because of game 2 in Boston.
I feel like I got out lucky alive. I had like a 2-unit day, and I think every single favorite on the board won besides the Giants, which usually, if that's a day usually not a good day for me. But we got through it.
We did get through it. Let's move on to Thursday. This will be a quicker a quicker stream. There's only 8 MLB games. There's some tough ones on the board too. This first one's kind of a tough one. But no, there's only 8 MLB games. It's a getaway day, so there's some tough ones. And then there's only one NBA game, and Steph Curry isn't playing. with his hamstring. So that's going to be a challenge as well. Lander's going to come on. Josh Lander from Land Your Bets is going to come on and share some on-off stuff for those of you looking for player props in that. So if you want to stick around for that. But first, let's talk about Baltimore, Minnesota. And honestly, I looked at this game, and I don't know if I even trust Baltimore against right-handed pitching anymore. That was the saving grace for the Orioles was, well, at least you could trust them against righties. I don't even know if I could trust them against righties anymore. I don't know if I could trust them against Joe Ryan, but
It's
how
Bailey
can
over
you?
now.
Well, how can you? It's Bailey over. I thought it was Joe Ryan.
I thought it was Dean
That's what
Kramer.
I was told. It was,
No,
it was a switch.
he
Well,
pitches
Dean
for
Kramer,
him.
but Bailey Ober plays for the Twins.
No, I'm sorry.
Why do I have Joe Ryan on the screen? Did it just change?
It was apparently it got switched.
Oh, it says Joe Ryan still on
That's what I
RotoWire.
was told.
Oh my God! I just refreshed the page and it switched. So
Whatever. Okay.
that
Hold on.
sucks.
Let me switch things around. So Bailey Ober. Okay.
Let me put the graphic on. It must have switched right after I made these graphics. I swear,
Yeah,
just
I know.
refreshed.
I looked at this like an hour ago too, so or something like that. So far a little bit struggles with a little bit of so definitely struggles with lefty bats. I mean compared to righty bats, so that's a positive for Baltimore. God damn it! I had a whole thing about Joe Ryan being overrated too.
Well, hold on. But what I was going to say still applies. The Twins bullpen is a little bit compromised here. It's not in terrible shape. They have 2 or 3 arms they can go to, but they're thin. So if for whatever reason Bailey Ober is not able to get into the 6th and gets out of the game in the middle of the 5th, the Twins could be in a situation here. If Bailey Ober can give you 6 here, then this minus 160 price is warranted. The Twins should be in a great position to win. Because like I said, they do have, I think it's 3 arms they can use. But if they are forced to use a 4th or a 5th arm, they could be in trouble. So the Twins bullpen is a little thin. It's not absolutely rocked. It's enough of a situation to really make me pause and think what I want to do here. I would say Twins or over.
What you need is we got a situation here. That's what you need for the soundboard. That would be awesome. But this is so disgusting, but I'm going to put it up. I haven't bet it yet. I want to dig into Bailey Ober just a little bit more, but kind of like the Baltimore first 5 team total over 1.5.
Why you keep doing this, dude?
Oh, I know it was such a hard cash with the Reds today. I mean, just ridiculous. Terrible. Bet.
What's the price on that, dude?
Congratulations.
120. I just feel like see, my whole thing was with Joe Ryan, but I guess it kind of applies to Bailey Ober as well. I just don't know if he's as good as what he has shown. He has been fantastic this year, but on the road at Boston, a team that I don't really know if I trust Boston offensively, and they don't play well at home. On the road at Cleveland, the White Sox, the Mets, the Royals, Houston, and St. Louis. Baltimore sucks, but their lineup theoretically is better than all those guys that I just mentioned. So sooner or later, this team has to score runs, very similar to Cincinnati. So, yeah, I haven't bet this yet, but there's probably a good chance that I do. So Baltimore first 5 team total over 1.5.
What about Jonesy?
Yeah, Jonesy's liking Twins first 5 minus the half. Dean Kremer, I don't know if you've taken a gander at his numbers versus the Twins in his career. 21-23, so a while ago, obviously. Gave up 5 and 7 earned. He's been awful. And Dean Kremer, sports a sexy, 6, almost a 7 ERA. Like, he's not been good this year. Not to mention the Orioles can't hit on the road. Let's take a gander at their
worst. They're the worst. I believe they're the worst road lineup in baseball.
You might be correct because they've scored off right-handed starters on the road 2-1-1-1-1-1-0, 2-5-4-1-1-2-2, and then 6 against Barrios, which is to be expected. So outside of 2 games, they've only gotten 2 or less, and they have a lot of 1s and 0s scattered across the board here. Bailey Ober. Absolute masterclass tomorrow. Twins first 5 minus the half. I love this play. Twins have been starting to hit. Baltimore cannot do anything. Brandon Hyde. I'm getting mixed up with the Blue Jays shitty manager. Both need to get fired, and until he does, Baltimore is just going to struggle some more. Twins first 5 minus the half. love the boys to get to Kremer tomorrow. He's been absolute dog shit, and his numbers over career just not been good. So Bailey Ober shoves.
Just to be clear, Toast has a team total over with the worst road lineup in baseball on the road.
These messages were brought to you by Fake Sharp Incorporated.
Thank you.
Yep. I think you did the same thing with the Reds.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think I did because I picked the Reds. I didn't bet them, but I thought the Reds would win also. Texas Boston. Here's another Toast win. Texas first 5 came through for him.
Lucky, I'll take it.
I kind of like the Red Sox here. Bayo he really hasn't been that bad, man. And
because I keep telling you he's good and you don't want to listen. It's just like this little voice in your head that's like, I'm not going to give Toast any credit. This dude sucks. Sooner or later, he's going to get throttled.
Yeah, that's
and
what
now
the voice.
Here we are.
That's what the voice in my head sounds like.
In my head, that's what it sounds like. Yeah. Who knows what it sounds like in your head?
So Bayo's been all right. Texas isn't hitting. Boston used their bullpen, like all their arms tonight, but they were all rested, so they'll all be good to go again, I think. Yeah. Chapman, Slayton, Whitlock, they all had at least 2 days off. Chapman was very rested, so Boston should have all their bullpen arms, even though Texas did just see him. I don't necessarily love that, but Texas used a couple arms also, so the bullpen is pretty even. Don't love betting the Red Sox at home, but I also don't love betting the Red Sox at home. Minus 135 is kind of expensive for a team that just never seems to perform at home. But I don't think I think I might have the slight starting pitching advantage. I know Jack Leiter's good. I'm not trying to, but let's call the starting pitching advantage even, or maybe even slightly towards Leiter. But after that, I mean, I got the significant lineup advantage, and bullpens might even slightly lean towards Boston. So it would only be Red Sox for me here, but I couldn't get there. Boston just sucks at home, man.
Yeah, this one's really hard for me as well. I do think that Jack Leiter is really good. I think that start versus Seattle is more of a one-off than anything. But Jack Leiter is pretty damn good versus lefties. Kind of struggles with righties, or is due to get hit up by righties. So Duran, Devers, Abreu, the only really lefties in there. Everybody else, Bregman, Campbell, Story, Gonzalez. I mean, depending on what you like, those are all righties. My thing is, I don't know what to think of Bayo. Again, I think that he's very good, but now we're in the same type of a situation here as we were today, where you have a starting pitcher on the mound for Boston that struggles versus lefty bats, and that first pocket of lefties has given this team struggles with Josh Smith, Corey Seager, and Jock Peterson. Evan Carter and Joe DeHeim are going to bat from the left-hand side at the bottom as well. So there's a part of me that really wants to go back to Texas first 5 here. Just because I don't want to trust Texas later on in the game, as we saw earlier today. And me and Sauce were just talking about this game, how I was wishing I wanted to play on Boston, but I wish they would have lost today. But it would only be Texas first 5 for me. Just because of the price. But again, I don't think I'm going to bet this. I really, truly feel like this is more of a coin flip game than anything. So it would be Texas first 5 or pass for me, I guess.
You've hit on Texas first 5 back-to-back days.
I know,
right?
and I don't want to keep on testing it too, but I think this price should be more like closer to a pick 'em personally.
There's a plus 120 available.
I know, and I think I might just have to bet it right now because I'm going to be pissed off if I don't.
What about Jonesy?
Yeah, Rangers had their one good game, kind of shit the bed. Bayo's been good. His one bad start where he gave up 3 earned was on the road at Cleveland. Other than that, at home he's been really good. 6 2/3 against the Twins, 4 hits, 1 earned. And then at home against Seattle, who's been the best road offense in baseball, 1 earned in 5 innings. Now his issue, he gives up a home run a game, so those earned runs are coming off of dingers. So he very well could give up a dinger tomorrow. It's just a matter of if somebody's on base or not. But the Rangers, I don't think have been that good. They had the one pop-up game after they fired all their coaches. So congrats. But after that, haven't really done anything prior and after that either. I like Boston money line minus 135. I know the bullpen's a little taxed, but I just don't see this Rangers offense having a lot of success. Not to mention we got wind blowing in tomorrow. a little swirly. It starts coming in from the Green Monster, then it's going to be coming in from right field about 4 or 5 miles an hour. 70 degrees and cloudy, so not an ideal hitting situation. Jack Leiter also. Overall, I think down the road it'll be fine. Right now, no, thank you. Not been great. Boston versus righties, 3 of their last 6, they've gotten 4 or more earned off of a right-handed starter. So I'm going to trust them to get to Jack Leiter. Jack Leiter has not been Max Scherzer or whoever.
What are you talking about?
I'm just you talk about him like he's God's second coming.
You do talk about him in a very unfairly high light.
Okay, but to say that he hasn't been good because he had one bad start, every time else, every other start, he's blanking guys. I don't understand.
His xFIP is also the highest on the board tomorrow for starting pitchers. Starting pitchers, highest xFIP on the board tomorrow. Bayo been really good. He had one bad start. It was on the road. Now he's at home against a Rangers team that really struggles to hit. I'm going to take Boston.
I mean, Jack Leiter.
I agree with Jonesy.
Jack Leiter blew through this lineup the first time he saw him this year.
Second time they get to see him.
Jack Leiter is basically Nolan Ryan, according to Toast.
I mean,
he might be better.
Pretty damn good.
All right, let's move on to the next one. White Sox Royals, Bubic on the mound. I mean, copy and paste what I've said the last 3 days. Just Royals -1.5 for pass. I really
don't even know what was the score today.
2-1, I think.
Really? They haven't even covered.
So White Sox +1.5 would have won back-to-back days now.
Jesus,
it was 2-1.
Yeah, it was 2-1 again.
The Royals.
AL Central unders, man.
I'm not betting this. Just literally. Oh, I put that under Trevor instead of me. Literally, a copy paste I said the last 2 days. Royals -1.5 for pass. Not betting it.
Yeah. Hell, I'll just go White Sox +1.5. I'm not betting it at this point. No, I have zero interest in betting this game, guys. Zero.
Trev?
I have a lot of interest. It's an AL Central. It's an under. Royals still can't hit against the friggin' White Sox in that bullpen. You get Davis Martin, but he's been media. He's been all right for White Sox standards. Royals can't hit. They can't freaking hit. Bubic has been fine. The White Sox are the White Sox. So just an AL Central under, not to mention weather report. You got it coming up 9 miles an hour to 11 miles an hour, blowing in 69 degrees tomorrow. Nice. Don't see a lot of success coming for either one. I mean, they've had 2 chances to get to this bullpen, and it has not been going great for Kansas City. So I think it'll be a strong pitching showing from both teams. I think we'll get another 3-2, something like that, final 3-1, somewhere around there. I don't have a lot of success confidence in either team scoring runs tomorrow.
Strong words there from Jonesy.
Very strong.
Tigers, Rockies. This is obviously the first leg of a double header. I promise there are a couple interesting matchups coming up. I know so far it's like, dude, is there anything to bet on? There's a couple interesting ones coming up. This is obviously a double header. Tigers ended up coming back and winning tonight, right? Or is that game still on? It was 8-6.
Yeah, everybody hit their money line parlays. Yep. Today was a
Congrats world kind of day.
This is how much Toast hates the public. He won 2 units today and he's still mad.
3. Actually, I posted the bets I posted. That's when I also hit the Knicks with you and stuff like that. I actually had a better day than that, but I didn't post those bets. So
even when Toast has a winning day, he's still mad if the public side wins.
I hate when I see tickets like 4 favorites in a row and it's like, cash that parlay. I'm like, yo, good for you, dog. Like, you are the sharpest crayon in the box. Like, congratulations.
The sharpest crayon in the box, he said.
I like that one. I like that.
You guys, I mean, what does Casey Mize throw? Is he a fastball guy?
I was just pulling him up right now.
If Casey Mize is a fastball guy, I'd be down to just take Tigers -1.5. Yeah, he
throws a 4-seamer 30.5%, split finger 26.5. So I mean, it's the pitchers that feature breaking stuff. Those are the guys I don't really trust in cores. But I mean, you can still rip a fastball in cores. Maybe you don't have quite the spin rate or whatever, but you can still rip a fastball. I don't know. I guess over a pass. I have no idea.
I have no idea. I guess it would only be the Tigers. I mean, again, this Rockies team could be worse than the White Sox last year. That's what we're on track for at this point. So
it's crazy.
It's that bad. So it would only be Tigers.
The Tigers haven't been that good against lefties, but it's Kyle Freeland and cores. I don't even think it matters, honestly. What are you thinking, Jonesy?
I don't see the number yet, but Casey Mize over outs. I mean, of the two pitchers that are going to go tomorrow, I mean, Casey Mize is going to be the better starter. He does with that four-seamer and some breaking stuff, but he's been solid overall this season. Is on Baseball Savant, his xERA is in the 81st percentile, 292. Expected batting average also in the 81st percentile. We got, wind blowing out. It's like 4.5 miles an hour, nothing serious, 63 degrees. Doubleheader day, not to mention they used a decent amount of arms in the first game. I think they're going to try to get as much as they can out of Mize, and he's also gone 7 innings in 2 of the last 3 games. And 6+ in half of the starts, 5 1/3, the rest of them. So if we can get a decent number on like 17, 16 and a half or something, I'd be down to back Mize. I think they're going to need as much as they can out of them, especially given the doubleheader and the amount of arms they use today. Who's going projected for game 2? I see nothing. So not really sure what they'll do, but just Casey Mize over outs, but I really have no interest in this game whatsoever, to be honest.
I actually have a player prop I might like. Let me see if it's open.
Who? I can tell you.
It's the only thing you get is a -160. Bailey Ober over hits allowed, because the Twins bullpen is so thin that it was kind of like, remember when we did it with, who's the pitcher we did that bet with, Trevor? When we did over hits. Griffin Canning, yeah.
I took his over outs, and he freaking got yanked.
Oh, right. I said hits though.
Yeah, well, you said hits. I went outs. I tailed you on that, so I split it, but it was still garbage. He should have got a little bit longer leash. He got pulled at like 82 pitches or some shit.
Shout out from Barnegat, New Jersey. What's up, man? You're like 15 minutes from me, Monmouth County. So
cannolis over there.
Bailey Ober over hits, but I'm seeing 4. I'm seeing 4.5 at -160. I guess we'll see where it opens up. I just think the Twins have a thin bullpen, so they'll put Bailey Ober, and they trust Ober, so they'll put him in a position to pitch through some shit. So Bailey Ober over hits, for those of you guys know.
They have left him to just get murdered out there before, like in the past. It's not like
Blue Jays.
Well, he's one of their veteran guys.
The Blue Jays are up 4-2. And they've just loaded the bases in the bottom of the ninth.
You're
with no
lying.
outs. I'm dead serious, dog. This is so classic.
Dude, I almost bet them again.
Dude, you're going to lose money consistently betting on the Blue Jays. Trust me, as a guy who's done it for years, you're going to lose money.
Okay, this is one that's very interesting to talk about. And
yeah, let's talk about it.
Yes, let's talk. I like this game a lot.
This is the most interesting game on the board. And I use the word interesting because I don't, for the life of me, understand this number. You got Jesus Luzardo, who's been excellent this year. He's been one of the best lefties in Major League Baseball so far this season. Pitching against a Rays lineup that's been awful. They've been so ass against left-handed pitching. So you've got one of the best lefties in the game pitching against a lineup that hasn't sniffed left-handed pitching. So right off the bat, we're looking at a very favorable matchup for the Phillies in the early frames. Jesus Luzardo on paper should absolutely deal against Tampa. It gets deeper than that. Philadelphia, because they won so comfortably today, the final score was 7-0. They were able to secure the win today without using a single one of their significant bullpen arms. So not only is it a very favorable matchup in terms of the starting pitcher for the Phillies, but they also have their full bullpen available, all their main arms. It's not the best bullpen in the world, but when they have Strahm, Kerkering, Alvarado all rested, it's really not that bad. They do have 3 arms they count on. It's the other guys where you run into trouble. So great matchup for Luzardo. Phillies bullpen completely rested. Phillies have seemed to be coming to life a little bit against right-handed pitching. In this ballpark, I don't think there's any reason the Phillies bats wouldn't get to Pepio. So this price doesn't make sense. So I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe the Phillies have like Atlanta on deck or the Mets tomorrow. Or maybe this is like, oh, they already beat Tampa twice. This is a bit of a look-ahead spot. No, they have freaking Cleveland on deck. I don't understand the price at all. If you were asking me to price this game out, I'd probably have it at -160. I don't like that I'm that far off market. I'm down to bet this. If you guys can't provide me, I asked Toast before we went live, and he really couldn't give me anything. He kind of agreed with what I was saying. He couldn't really. Toast, can you think of any reason why this would be minus? I can get a -134 right now.
Well, I think that we've seen the same type of scenario the last 2 games in this series where the Phillies have been essentially really cheap, and it was either you bet the Phillies with the world or you just find a way to stomach it and hold your nose and bet the Rays. And obviously the Phillies were easy winners in both of them. I don't know if it's easy 3 days in a row, but if I would say over or pass, probably first 5 over 4.5. Okay, so yes, the Rays have been terrible versus left-handed pitching. No question about that. But also in that time, they've seen Max Fried twice. They got to Eduardo Rodriguez, who's obviously not nearly as good as Max Fried. Carlos Rodon, give or take, I mean, he's still a pretty decent lefty as well. So, and then they got to Sale, they got to Kikuchi. They didn't get to Kyle Freeland in the first game of the year. So I don't really know if the Rays are truly that bad versus lefties. I'm not trying to make a case that they're good, but I also would make the case that most lineups are going to fail when they see Rodon and Fried twice. So again, the Newcomb start, it is what it is. But I do think that most lineups are going to face or struggle when they see those type of pitchers. On top of the fact that if there's one thing that we know about Luzardo, very dominant versus lefty bats, but could struggle versus righty bats. Tampa Bay is only going to be putting out 2 lefty bats tomorrow, and Lau and Simpson at the bottom of that lineup. So you're going to have 7 righty bats in the lineup. So on top of that, I mean, I'm not really worried about Luzardo in general, but at the same time, I mean, Arizona and Chicago are decent starts, but Miami, San Francisco, Atlanta, Washington, LA, the Dodgers, Dodgers are fine, but I don't really know if the competition's really been there. I mean, at times, especially, only 3 road starts, really. I just don't know if he's truly this good. On top of all of that, his number 1 pitch is the slider. The Rays have done a really good job so far this year of hitting the slider. So I do think there's avenues for the Rays to score. I don't know if I actually bet this. And as far as Pepio is concerned, I don't really trust him that much. He really struggles versus righty bats. And you're going to have there's some heavy lefties in the Phillies lineup too, but I don't know. I feel like we're going to see runs today, on top of the fact it's going to be 80 plus degrees with the wind blowing out like 10 degrees. So I think that we see runs tomorrow. Do I actually bet it? I don't know. It would only be the first 5 because both bullpens should be all right.
The Blue Jays officially blew it and lost, by the way.
I told you. This team is fucking trash.
That's they had 12 hits. Like, oh my God, that's bad.
They fucking suck.
That's embarrassing, dude. So
cash the over 8.5.
Anyway, I got that's right. You had the over there.
Yeah, I forgot to post it on the website, of course.
No, I remember you talked about it on the show though.
It's all good.
So I just bet the Phillies. I got -134 on FanDuel. If you're tailing, just know, and I'm not saying this should scare you off or anything, but I know this audience, it's going to scare some people off. Everybody you've ever met is going to be on the Phillies tomorrow. We are polling at 82%, 11%. This is probably going to be the most public play on the board. Again, I just bet it. I'm in. I'm on the Phillies. I'm not trying to scare you off. I'm just saying be aware that it seems like somewhere out there's some sharp action coming in on Tampa, something to keep this market a little bit balanced. Somebody said in the comments, though, it was Sly Knight. He said the Rays have been overvalued by the books. I can't find it. That guy Sly Knight said it before.
Yeah.
He said the Rays have been overvalued by the books, and toasted that before too. That they've been selling the Phillies cheap this whole series. So maybe you don't scoff it. You don't punch a gift horse in the face.
I don't know if it's a horse, gift horse tomorrow.
This might be a gift horse, and I'm not going to punch it. I'm on the Phillies.
I can assure you guys that if I wake up in the morning and the Phillies are under -140, I will be betting the Rays.
Buddy,
that is literally punching a gift horse directly in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Jonesy, do you plan on punching this gift horse?
No, I actually plan on riding with this gift horse. Rays first 5 under 1.5 plus 120. Absolutely free tonight. Absolutely free. No, yes, you can argue. Oh, back-to-back lefties. They're going to be ready for it. No chance. Luzardo is giving up.
I'm sorry, you said -120.
Plus 120.
Ooh, okay, go on.
Right. Let's Luzardo, he gave up 2 to Arizona. He gave up 2 to the Cubs, but those were unearned because the defense is trash. And then 1 against Miami, 3 against San Fran, and then at Washington 2. So 2 of the 2 of the 3 games where we had 2 or more earned runs were at home. Now he's on the road against Tampa. No, yes, Tampa. AAA Park, wind blowing out 84 degrees, 6 miles an hour. Fine. Yes, you can argue that, and back-to-back lefties. But let's take a gander here at what the old Rayskis have done against lefties. 0 today, 1, 0, 0. 4 against Eduardo Rodriguez, whatever. 0, 0, 0. 3 against Sale when he was absolutely just poop. And then Kikuchi. Other than that, Freeland.
You can't just say the zeros and not say Max Fried's name like he's good, and then say the bad names when they score runs. That's not fair.
Yeah, that is a little misleading.
Ryan Yarbrough, Max Fried, Noah Cameron, Max Fried, Rodonigan, Newcomb, Freeland.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll give you context. Yeah, there were a lot of dookie pitchers in there too, and they still couldn't score. Race first 5 under 1 plus 120. They can't hit lefties. They're absolutely just terrible. Now, do the Philly and Ryan Pepio, he's been respectable at best. But maybe the Phillies lose this game 3-2? The bullpen gives it up? Maybe. But I don't expect the Rays to score diddly poo against Jesus Luzardo, at most 1. I think Luzardo just deals, and the Rays just continue to not hit lefties. If they do, so be it. It's been money all year. They've seen 12 lefties. They've gotten 2 or more against 3 of them, and 2 of them were the first 3 games of the year.
So the couple of comments. Mark Ewing says, "Never punch a gift horse. Never." Trevor, you called the Rays the Rayskis, which I thought, is that a Wisconsin
I don't
thing?
know. I was trying something else, and then it definitely did not roll.
And then Mark in the comments says, use the soundboard. Now, Mark, if someone picked the Rays, I would hit the fake sharp sound, but no one picked the Rays. Even Toast is taking the first 5 over. He's not betting Tampa.
I'm getting to the point where I take Rays team total
stop.
over 3.5.
What?
4-1 Phillies after 5. Everybody goes home happy.
You mean what? I told you that I feel like there's ways that Tampa can score on top of the Phillies bullpen plus the great weather. So you guys can act like I'm
Philly
crazy
might put
all
up
the
9,
time.
so
That's fine.
The wind was blown out today, and it was
but
84 degrees too, and the Rays did nothing.
Mhm.
4-1 after 5. They win.
you guys just
6-2.
don't know a good gift horse when you see one.
I just know betting baseball. It's never that easy 3 days in a row. Especially at that
Hey,
price.
the Pirates continue to not hit for 2 weeks at this point. Like
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, I got the Pirates today at plus 145. I wasn't, and even then, that was lucky Cardinal. I mean, that was lucky. I mean, it's not like it's
or it was just the Pirates being bad.
So,
it's just,
I don't know if you guys have heard anything about Nick Lodolo, but I think it was John Legeza when like 3 or 4 weeks ago when we first had him on was talking about how his spin rate is down. And I remember thinking like, whatever, it's like 2 weeks into the season, but it's starting to look like his spin rate might be down. And I don't look closely enough. It's bad. So what is it? He's just
terrible.
not, his shit sucks right now.
There's a caveat to that.
No, there's not.
Jonesy, what's the
is
caveat?
terrible.
No, let's hear him out.
All right, as a Goat Dolo backer, as somebody who carries a Cy Young ticket in my back pocket, that it's still not that he could have a massive last 2/3 of the year. All of his bad outings come at home at a Great American Small
That's
Park.
the card you're playing.
Knows.
You're playing the ballpark. He looks terrible, bro. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
What about on the road in Miami?
Oh, 3? Okay. What about on the road at Colorado? What about on the road at San Fran? What about on the road at Milwaukee?
Go Dolo! Just shut out the Rockies.
Trevor, this is
Brewers, Giants,
Dolo.
zeros against them.
Trevor, this is low even for you.
Go Dolo.
Dude, it's Great American Small Park. It's a disadvantage to all pitchers. It's basically Colorado East. Like it is what it is. Like you can't do anything about it. They got to extend the fences, something like that.
So take the Reds. Take the Reds then.
Yeah, please.
I am.
Oh my God! Wow. Wasn't expecting
Which
him
one-
to say.
which
I wasn't
way?
expecting him to
The
say
Braves
yes.
at minus 175. Are we kidding me? Like, yeah, maybe. Is there a tad bit of bias? Potentially. I don't know. Who's to say?
A little bit, maybe.
Who's to say? Who's to say? But on the road, he's been really good. At Colorado, 0. Miami got him for 3. Congratulations. San Fran, 0. Milwaukee, 0. He's been lights out outside of Cincinnati. And Atlanta, all of a sudden, they're just back all of a sudden. Like, I get it. Like, they're starting to look better. But minus 175, are we serious? Are we serious? Cincinnati, the offense scored, 4 or 5 today? They figured it out. Like I said last night, roller coaster. They went down to 0. They're back. They're starting to score runs. Cincinnati gets the dub tomorrow, plus 145. Trust in the GOAT. He's going to shove tomorrow. And not to mention, let's just take a gander at the Braves versus lefties here. Last 3 weeks strikeout rate. Oh, there they are, 26%, fifth in the majors. Goat Dolo is going to absolutely shove tomorrow. 6 innings of scoreless baseball down their throats. Yep.
So hold on. Oh, wow, toast, air pound. Because if you want to sell me on the Reds scoring a couple of Shvelly, I can buy that. You will not sell me on Lodolo pitching well. He looks terrible.
Not a chance.
So I
7.5 total. Yeah, he probably gets crushed.
On top of the fact that he looks like crap, why don't you pull up the Reds bullpen?
Oh my God, I can't wait. I can't. I'm so excited.
I mean, I guess it's not going to be great, but you have Pagan, Santillan, and Ashcraft. All those guys are going to be on back-to-back days except for Ashcraft, but he's already a 2 or 3, so he's they've already seen Ashcraft today as well. Literally every single person went in that bullpen.
Oh my God!
Because Hunter Green left that game early, so
Braves team total over. Why even? Oh.
Because I agree with Trevor to the point that I don't think that the Braves should be this favored because for whatever reason, Shvelly hasn't really looked good. Now, caveats to that, I guess that his last 2 starts were against the Dodgers and Arizona, 2 teams that can theoretically kill right-handed pitching. But I mean 7 innings of 8-hit, 3-run work against St. Louis. I guess that's not terrible, but I mean Toronto got to him. So really, I mean he took care of business on the road in San Diego, Miami, and Philadelphia to start the year. But since then, it's been a little bit shaky. So I will give you that the Reds' offense isn't nearly what Arizona and the Dodgers are. But I only need Arizona to give me a couple here, and I think that this over's live. So over 7.5, and I did bet that.
I'm looking at Braves team total over.
Can we take a look at what the Braves have done against lefties this year?
I can get up 4.5 at plus 114. Right?
Go for it. The 6-1 Reds or 6-2 Reds. There we go.
You really think this dude's gonna pitch well? Like what the fuck?
Dude, he's not called Godolo for no reason.
You're the only person on the planet that calls him that. That's not his nickname.
Because I've seen him and I've respected him for years, and people are going to be late to this hype train once he starts shoving and turns into
the hype train has crashed. It's on fire. The paramedics are on the way. You're the only one still on that hype train.
Yeah, because it's going to happen. I can't wait. Lefty starters versus the Reds. 0-8 against Easton Lucas and 1-0. Monsters.
Toast, are you not? You don't like that Braves team total over at plus money?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I don't give a shit what Trevor's saying right now.
Be my guest. I'll see you guys here tomorrow night. Or no, tomorrow's Friday. I'll see you in the chat on Saturday morning.
No, tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Thursday night into Friday.
Oh shit! Damn it! Oh, I thought.
Trevor, do you know what year it is, bro?
Dude, I thought today was Thursday all day at work. Oh my God. Damn it.
Well, Obama's president, Trevor, so.
It's like when they convinced Dwight it was Friday, so he didn't come into work.
That was like one of my favorite episodes.
When they convinced Dwight it was Friday, so he didn't come into work the next day.
That was an elite episode, but that just ruined my whole week because I honestly thought today was Thursday all day.
That just ruined my whole week. No, seriously, guys.
Oh my God.
Braves team total over 4.5. I just bet this plus 114 on DraftKings. I'm in like Flint. All right. I'll type it on the screen for those watching in the morning and have to do the quick look.
I hate Lodolo so much.
I'm not even doing the colors. Doesn't matter. This is what I'm on, guys. I bet this Braves team total over 4.5 plus 114. Just took it.
Just because you were talking smack about Lodolo, he's going to absolutely shove tomorrow. I cannot wait for this game.
You got people. You got people like you. Love for the hobby says Lodolo's a beast, though, Kyle. He is. Man.
Love for the hobby gets it. He knows ball.
I guarantee you he's from the Midwest.
I guarantee
smart man.
He's probably sitting there with a pile of cheese right now.
Someone said, Kyle, will your cousin be on the show for the PGA Truist Championship? He was on yesterday. So go watch Tuesday. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Not yesterday. What's today? Yeah.
Oh.
He was on.
You know Obama's president.
I know it. All right, I know what day it is. I forgot what day he came on. He came on Tuesday afternoon show. So yesterday's stream, he's on it. It says it in the like the timestamps. It says like the truest championship picks. Let's talk Blue Jays ball.
Simple cap. This is so easy.
Yo,
What are you? Wait, is Toronto a blind fade now?
They have been for years, and they've suckered me in. But you know what? The last 2 weeks, I've switched my shit around, and it's been nice.
Are you a happier person? Are you a happier person for it?
I think so. Yeah, it's honestly like no more therapy because I stopped betting Toronto. No, there's no such thing as a Toronto spot. I don't give a shit. They're laying 120 again. We just watched them blow this shit tonight. They're gonna lose again tomorrow. Soriano masterclass. Toronto just terrible. Until they fire Schneider, you cannot bet this team.
I fell for it. Then I stopped betting the Blue Jays. No more therapy. All right, so I'm gonna pull up the bullpen for the situation. Hoffman blew the save, so I think there's a chance that the Blue Jays bullpen might be compromised.
at this point, I don't even know. I mean, it matters, but does it?
Hoffman's gone 2 in a row. Will not be available. Little will be available. Yariel Rodriguez probably. Oh no, so they're gonna have everybody except Hoffman. Everyone except their closer. Meanwhile, the Angels. Oh, that's right. They don't have Kenley Jansen right now, right? What's the deal with him? He's hurt?
No, they should be fine with Kenley Jansen. What's wrong with I know.
He wasn't active today for something. I saw it on Twitter, dude. He's.
Yeah, I don't know then.
Let me look it up on Twitter. He was.
Oh yeah, I see it right here. Unavailable for Tuesday's game versus the Blue Jays due to an illness. Got it.
So we won't know. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, the Angels did use some arms also. I think everyone should be good. They're going to be missing. No, honestly, the Angels should everyone except potentially Kenley Jansen because he's sick. So, I mean, I don't trust the Blue Jays against righties. I'd go under or Angels, honestly. What do you think? Under toast?
Yeah, I was thinking under. Just because anytime I see those 8.5s at plus 100, I'm already in my head kind of looking under. And I also think that Chris Bassett's due for a good start. I know that his last 2 road starts haven't been good at Houston and New York, but I do think that he is a lot better than what he's shown like that. And then the Cleveland start, it wasn't great. 7 hits over 5 1/3, but nothing terrible. My point being is that this Angels team, I know that they're beating the Blue Jays, but it's in like dramatic fashion. So I'm just not at a point where I feel it was 4 runs or 3 runs tonight in the 9th inning. They had 6 runs in the 8th inning yesterday. So as a whole, this Angels team's really not scoring runs. We're just waiting to figure out how Toronto shoots himself in the foot. So as long as that doesn't happen again, I had the over 8.5 tonight. Obviously it cashed. It was very, very lucky to get that 9th inning blow up. I just have a hard time believing that happens. I actually think we get a snooze fest tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if Soriano pitches well. I know he's coming off one of those quote unquote game of his life situations, but this Blue Jays team is not one that I think is going to really punish him that much at all. So not to mention the fact that Soriano's the guy that struggles with lefties. So all you got to really worry about is Santander. That's the only lefty in that lineup that can really do anything. Varsho is so hit or miss that I think both pitchers should pitch well. Both bullpens are rested. Under 8.5 for me. Probably actually going to bet that, to be dead honest with you.
Good news for the Angels and good news for the under. Drill's Dynamic in the comments saying Kenley Jansen was actually warming up tonight. So
good news.
So
matter of fact, I'm going to bet that right now because I bet you it might.
I'll bet it with you. Let's bet that under. I'm down.
I like that under too. I might ride Angels money line.
You might partake.
You want to make it a 3-way ride? I got a
3-way. All right, let's. I guess
the best you can get is minus 115. Really?
14 on FanDuel. I guess it might have changed this one.
Yeah, it's mine. They have FanDuel's 15. All right, I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's 115 on Guadalajara books too. So
wow,
nice.
Stingy.
Universal.
Yeah. Lucky for you too, Trevor. Whenever you have kids, I know that you.
Buddy,
Disneyland. They're coming, buddy. Disneyland's opening up a park in Abu Dhabi, so you can go cash your bets and then take your kids to the Disney park.
As if it wasn't expensive enough, let's fly to Abu Dhabi and do the damn thing.
All right, I'm in on the under.
You don't need to tell me about Disneyland, bro.
All right. So say, Kyle, are you in the green lifetime on betting? Lifetime? Not even remotely close. Are you kidding me? Lifetime?
So many bad bets.
Lifetime? Does that include all my early
Like,
years?
include when I was in high school? Bro, I was a psychopath. No, not even remotely close.
I actually thought that a parlay was a good bet at one point in my life. I was there.
Oh,
Well, you just bet the heavy money line favorites. I'm getting 111. Oh, this is a steal.
I've been betting on sports for like 20 years, and I just recently learned how to do it the right way like 4 years ago. Like, dude, not even close.
And we still learn something every day.
Yeah, you're right. I'm still open-minded trying to get better. All right. Dodgers on the road in Arizona. That's the Yamamoto song.
Yeah, yep.
Does that mean Dodgers -1.5?
We're gonna go first five on the run line, -110. Just want to isolate Yamamoto versus Fott, especially because the Dodgers bullpen's kind of been worked up the last couple of days. I just don't really want to deal with that right now. But this Yamamoto is the best pitcher in the league. You guys can have fun clipping this because I know that the Padres take isn't looking well the last couple days with them being the best bullpen in the league. But you guys can clip this. I know what you're going to do it. But Yamamoto's the best pitcher in the league right now, and it's not even close. So I get he had that one bad start against the Pirates, aided by 4 walks. But that was still only 3 runs in 5 innings. And like I said, that was aided by walks. So I have a hard time believing that he doesn't pitch well against Arizona. In my head, Marte had the day off today, so he'll probably be back tomorrow. So there's a little bit of a bump for Arizona. But even with Marte out, I really thought that Arizona would have had more success against Kodai Senga today. And they didn't have any success at all. So, and Yamamoto's, I don't want to say a lot better, but he's better than Senga. So if Senga had his way with him, I think Yamamoto does too. Also, Yamamoto pitched twice against them last year, 12 total innings, only 2 runs and 13 strikeouts. So Fott's kind of been hit or miss. Fott's been really good against the bad lineups he's faced. He hasn't really fared well against the good lineups he's faced. So yeah, Dodgers first 5 on the run line.
I just want to give a shout out to Rep the 315 in the Discord for this gem that I'm bringing on the screen. Was sent in there today. I was laughing my ass off. Bro, I was legitimately belly laughing by myself at this desk at this.
I was like, what's everyone losing their mind
You guys
about?
are freaking freaks, you guys. Seriously. The amount of clip stuff of my face on it is so ridiculous. Shipley's got that Toy Story story. Yo, get help.
I was laughing my ass off when he said that. Like, was legitimately laughing out loud in this room by myself.
I've never seen more reactions on a Discord post than that picture right there.
Trev, what are your thoughts on Yamamoto here in the desert?
I don't mind him, and I don't mind Fott to an extent. First 5 under 4.5. I don't hate it. At home, he's been a lot better than he has on the road. But the problem is this Dodgers lineup has really, really good numbers against him. Historically, like a 329 average and how many 85 plate appearances. So I mean, 4 homers, 8 doubles, 30% strikeout rate. So he's been fine. Not to mention now we got the Dodgers flying across the country from Miami to Arizona, basically across the country, whatever, 2/3 of the country, same shit. So I like the first 5, but if I have to bet something, it's gonna be Freddie Freeman again. This dude, last 12 games, 478 average, 22 hits, 4 dingers, 18 ribbies, 11 runs scored. And he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the 12 have been multi-hit games. If he doesn't get a multi-hit, it's a single, and that's about it. Or he doesn't get anything. It's actually he's had a hit in every game. And then Freddie Freeman versus Brandon Fott's pitch is the 4-seam fastball, 325 average, 625 slug this year, 11% strikeout rate. Second most used pitch for Fott's sweeper. 333 average, 500 slug, and a 33% strikeout rate. He's got good numbers versus these pitches. He's got really good numbers against him. 4 of 13. You know, obviously that's not great, but 2 doubles and a home run. So 3 of the 4 hits off of him have been extra base hits. I'm going to take Freeman over 1.5 bases, and I'm going to sprinkle on that home run tomorrow too. He's just been a monster. Like, dude's batting almost 500 the last 12 games. Like,
he's also 4 for 11 off of Fott with 2 doubles and a homer.
Yeah. Okay, so you have 4 for 11. I have 4 of 13. Whatever. Potato, potato. I'll take your numbers. It sounds better. So, but still, 3 of those have been extra base hits with a home run inside of it. So, I like Freddie Freeman to keep it rolling tomorrow.
Guys, hear me out. I think this is a time you could take a steal on the Snakes. Dodgers just finishing up a series in Miami, which is far away from Phoenix. Arizona had an afternoon game at home. So not only did they not have to travel, but they had the night off. They got embarrassed at home by the best team in the NL. Can't fault them for that. But they got this one circled, man. This is the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are flying across the country, winning 10-1, thinking shit's sweet. Thought looks great. The Dodgers bats did most of the damage in one inning.
Great.
Dude, I think you steal on the Snakes here, and then you bounce back with Dodgers -1.5 in the second game.
I don't hate the Snakes full game. I can't argue that. I don't really like that personally. As far as I don't really like that for the Dodgers. But first 5 with Yamamoto, I'm all in.
Someone's saying that I need to. Someone's saying I need to play the fake sharp sound, but I don't think so. This is,
I agree with it. Like, if there's a spot for the Diamondbacks,
I'm
it's
betting
this.
it.
And not to mention with Yamamoto going, I don't think they absolutely crush him. I think this could be like 2-1, 1-0, 1-1 or something after the first 5, and then the bullpen gives it up for LA. Like, if Arizona wins, I don't think it's by a shootout because the Dodgers bats are amazing. So I think it's an under, and I don't hate Arizona, to be honest.
And
but
depending on what your thoughts on Roki Sasaki are, but I mean, he's coming off a really good start. So I mean, I do think that it's possible for Roki to get hit up tomorrow with this.
well, I thought it was Yamamoto.
No, I'm talking. You were saying that you play the Snakes today and then the Dodgers tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was just saying that I actually think the Snakes could probably get to Sasaki as well. So I don't think this is a pushover series for the Dodgers. There's a reason that I'm isolating Yamamoto.
I just took it +136 on DraftKings. All right.
Somebody in the comments said the Diamondbacks have the better lineup.
Come on. Come on. I mean, I bet them, but like, come on.
I mean,
they've got what, $2 billion in this lineup.
I think that you could argue top to bottom, it would be close.
I'm bringing. Wait, is Lander here? Yep, Josh is here. All right, we're gonna talk some NBA, guys. Talk to you guys later or tomorrow.
Toodles. See you on Thursday.
Go Celtics. Love it. All right, Josh. Josh might take the lead on this one because I really don't know how I feel about this game with no Steph Curry. I mean, obviously I won game 1. I had Golden State +7.5. What I saw almost didn't make sense. So actually, Josh sent in. Well, let's get him on the screen. Yo, what's up, man? You there? You're muted. Still muted. No, I don't have you muted. Yeah, why is it not? Yeah, no, everything's good on my end. Click the here. I'm gonna bring this screen on. Click this settings button down here, and see if you have the correct audio source selected.
Is it working now?
Now it's yep. I just heard you.
It had 2 of the same mics selected, so it wasn't allowed.
Mine does that sometimes too. But anyway, what'd you think about game 2 in Boston tonight?
Let's go. Mind blown, dude. Losing my mind. Trying to make a video, like a pre-recorded video I'm making about tomorrow's game, and I'm losing my mind in the video. I'm like, I'm leaving it in. You guys get the full reaction, man. This stuff was crazy.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved every second of it.
That was awesome. And I love how, like, you could almost feel it coming when it came down to which play was it? It was Josh Hart hit a layup to bring it back to 5. It was actually, we found out 4 after the commercial break, but at the time he had a layup to get 5, and we were down 5. Celtics ball with 2 minutes left, and I was like, we're about to win. I knew it. I can't explain it. It was like, this team's freaking magical.
You know why you can't explain it, man? Like, there's a level of clutch gene, and we don't know what to do with things like momentum and clutch gene. We're like, I don't know, man, but one team tightens up, and can't really handle the contact and the physicality. Another team is just thriving in it. And Jalen Brunson is just being carried to the fourth quarter by all of his people. They're like, here, come on our backs, little man. We got you. Mikal Bridges is gonna look like a champ here and run the offense. Deuce, and then Mitch Robb is just a guy who's breaking Missoula's brain. I'm watching Missoula's brain light on fire as Mitch Robb has a plus 20 or whatever he was in the game.
He's such
again.
an impact player. Everyone laughed at me when I said that. He's such an impact player. Plus 20. When he's on the floor, the Knicks are freaking dominant. All right.
Killer.
So Josh sent over some graphics. So I'm going to go ahead. So real quick, my thoughts on this game. I think Minnesota bounces back and maybe got caught off guard a little bit. Golden State should struggle to score. I would go Minnesota team total over. I think they speed the pace up. I think they suspect Golden State's going to struggle to score with them, so the more possessions, the better. So I think Minnesota speeds the pace up. I don't have a bet on the game. I probably will. It'll be Minnesota minus the points or Minnesota team total over. Some quick math, we could probably get it at like 106. Just doing some quick math based on the number, maybe a 106.5. So that's how I feel. But Josh sent in some graphics, so I'm going to put them on the screen. So Josh, tell us about these on and off splits.
Yeah. So we can start there for sure, because I agree with everything you're saying here, which is that if this game stays at the 94 pace it was played at in this last game, that's actually favored Golden State, who's got the number one half-court defense since they got Jimmy. So they're going to need to have that going. You're going to look at three guys that are going to really come into play here, Buddy being one of them, Jimmy and Draymond. Like, those three guys get their 38 to 42-ish minutes. Buddy is normally looked at as a guy who's like, well, he's got a short leash. They don't always need his shooting because they have so many other guys that can come in and do what he does. Well, they can't now. And Steve Kerr trusts him. And if you look at him without Steph, that's what these numbers are. Per 36 minutes when he's on the court without Steph, but with like Jimmy and Draymond, he's at 22 points, 5 threes on like 12 attempts, and 8.5 boards, which was really impressive too, because in these situations, he's actually boarded up really well, including in this last game where he had 8 boards in that last game. And he had like 24 points after Steph left. So from like the 8-minute mark on in that second quarter, he had 24 points, chucked up a whole bunch of threes that went in. So love him in this one. The other one was Draymond and Jimmy. Right there's Draymond. So like the points for him, there's a couple of things here. Obviously, when you look at on-court, off-court, right? Like this is about 60-ish minutes of total time that we're talking about here. And you extrapolate that out to 30 per 36. So you can at least look at it and be like, well, he's going to play 36 in this game. So this is probably accurate for him. I think the points have an opportunity to go up because he will be taking a few more shots, but I don't think that that's going to work out super well. So I'm hesitant on the points after a big shooting game from him where he just comes out firing, makes like 4 threes and is just feeling himself. But the boards and the assists, especially the assists, they're going to be at a low number for props. Like, I think he's good for all this stuff. And the last one, just to go through it, is Jimmy, who looks like, Larry Bird or whatever. So, like, I do think the assists are going to be good for him. He's going to have the ball in his hands a ton. Then after that will be Draymond with the ball in his hands. So the points are super high. The books like all this stuff for him as well. But you see, like, he's gonna have like 80 to 90 and maybe 100 touches, Jokic style, in this game, because they're going to need that kind of offense from him. So last thing I'll say though, man, like, I did hours of research today to be like, what's the relevant information for these props I'm trying to play? But at the end of the day, like, how likely is it that's a 30-point game and this thing's over by the middle of the third quarter and we're watching Braxton Key miss layups for the Warriors by then? Like,
yeah,
right?
and the huge aspect you touched on it. I remember rewind a year or even year or two ago when Steph was out, you take Draymond's assists because he pretty much plays. He's like the point forward when Steph's out. But now that Jimmy Butler's there, who knows if he even plays that role. So yeah, it definitely throws a wrench in things. I have 2 more graphics for you here too.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up who I think is going to start because I got Kuminga in there. I think he makes the most sense. I was talking to actually my buddy who covers the Warriors out here, and he was saying that, like, there's no way Looney starts. People thought that might be the case because of dealing with bigs and Gobert, but they actually want him in the non-Draymond minutes. They want him out there because they don't trust anybody else to sort of play center at that point. So he'll be out there for probably like 15, maybe 20. Maybe he'll run out there with Draymond sometimes, but he'll always be out there when Draymond's not. And Kuminga will have a shot. I think he's going to get a shot at guarding Ant because you can't start Gary Payton with Steph not out there. Like, right. You can't have somebody else who can't shoot or do much on offense in addition to obviously what Draymond brings or whatever. So I think it'll be Kuminga. He'll get the shot at guarding Ant. And then everything else you see with like these guys will basically all just guard each other for the Pods Conley matchup, the Healed McDaniels, Jimmy Randall, and Gobert and Green. And I think Gobert has I would actually be interested to hear what you think. Like, I think Gobert has a shot to have an impact on this game. We saw him come in late and be sort of like almost like a last ditch effort because the rest of their offense was toilet worthy, right? So like they brought in the Frenchman to see if he could do it, and he was dominant in that situation.
This is more just speculation, but I feel like in these playoff series with a player like Gobert, it's so often where it's like if they're playing small, it's almost like they got to get him off the floor because he's just too slow.
Yeah.
But I mean, is Draymond really the player to exploit that? Probably not. I don't know. I to be honest, I really don't know. I don't have much of a strong opinion about this game.
Dude, that's okay. Let me just be totally upfront. I got waxed today. I got housed with all these bets because of the Knicks doing what they did. Jason Tatum deciding he's not going to play anymore. And then the basketball game or whatever it was that happened, the 45-point drubbing. Like, I got waxed today. So it would also behoove me to not have this much confidence that, hey, here's what I would do if I was Steve Kerr. So let me make bets based on that. I don't know if I want to go that route either. So maybe I'd take it a little bit light on the one game on Thursday.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Minnesota or Minnesota team total over is probably what I'll roll with because I think they make it a point to speed the pace up. And you saying that you feel Kuminga has a chance to start definitely boosts my confidence. So I would like to see Kuminga out there instead of Gary Payton if I'm holding a Minnesota team total over ticket. But if I'm holding Minnesota minus 10.5, I kind of don't care who's out there. If Payton's out there, how they're going to score and keep up. If Kuminga's out there, Minnesota can score. So maybe to protect myself against whatever strategy Steve Kerr cooks up, I might just lay the 10.5 because I'm pretty sure that Minnesota wins comfortably. But that's probably what I'll do.
I think there's an aspect to it too, man, where it's like if you're Kerr and you have all these old dudes and you're light in the roster, you're down 25 with 6 minutes in the third. Are you really putting Jimmy out there for the rest of the games? No, you're calling it pretty early. You got one
series.
game.
Yeah, we saw that exact
you
situation.
got one game. Yep, you did your job. So I think that's a good way to go. I think one more clever bet could be win both halves. There's a bunch of books offering Minnesota to be leading at the half, to be leading at the end of the game. Minnesota to literally win both halves, right? Have more points in each half. Basically, their money line in both halves in one bet. That also gets you like pretty much plus 150 or so. So there's some good ways to get plus money out of this being somewhat of a blowout. Yeah.
Yep, I follow you there to win both halves. Cool. I got the link to because Josh just uploaded a video 3 hours ago. It's 12 minutes long where he goes through the whole thing. If you're trying to bet player props, here's the link in the chat. If you don't know, the channel's called Land Your Bets. He does a live show right after mine. The 4 p.m. His starts at 5:30, I think. So
yeah, I've been going a little bit earlier recently. I've actually been starting like right before you, probably about like 3:30.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay.
But that's only as of late, just because my schedule with life and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where we've been at lately.
Yeah, but it's called Land Your Bets. I sent the link to the video he just uploaded a few hours ago. So if you're looking to get props down, he does like a full dive. Like he's got the websites open and he does a full deep dive on prop stuff. So check it out. Josh,
appreciate you, man.
Enjoy your night. Let's go Knicks.